You know, in the world of cricket, there are some debates that just never, ever end. And right at the top of that list is Babar Azam versus Virat Kohli. But who's the real match winner? Well, let's forget opinions for a minute. In this explainer, we're going to dig into one key statistic to get some real clarity.
So yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? Who is actually the better match winner? I mean, these guys are absolute titans of the game, but we want to know whose individual brilliance, whose big scores most consistently push their team over the finish line. To figure that out, we need a really clear way to measure it.
And here's how we're going to do it. We're focusing on one really powerful metric. What's the team's win percentage whenever they score a century? 100 is a massive personal achievement, no doubt. But what we really want to know is how often that huge milestone actually translates into a W for the team.
Okay, first up to the crease, Pakistan's skipper Babar Azam. Let's take a close look at what happens in the matches where he goes big and scores an international 100.
Wow, okay, so right off the bat, this picture is incredibly clear. Out of Babar's 32 international centuries, a whopping 22 of them have ended in a win for Pakistan. I mean, just look at that chart. That win slice is absolutely dominant. When Babar scores big, his team usually wins. Simple as that.
And if we break it down by format, his record in T20 internationals is literally perfect. 3 centuries, 3 wins. Can't do better than that. In ODIs, it's a super strong 15 wins to just 4 losses. Really, Test cricket is the only place where it's a bit more of a mixed bag, which kind of makes sense, right? Draws are just part of the game there.
So, you tally all that up, and here's the final number we've been looking for, 68.7%. That means that almost 70% of the time Babar Azam scores a century, Pakistan wins the match. That is a hugely impactful statistic. Okay, remember that number.
All right, let's turn our attention to the other blue corner and see how the Indian run machine, Virat Kohli, stacks up. We are applying the exact same analysis to his incredible long career.
Okay, the first thing that just jumps out at you is the sheer volume. 84 centuries is just a staggering number. And just like with Babar, that wins slice totally dominates the chart. 56 of those hundreds led to a victory for India. Now, to put that into perspective for you, Kohli has more centuries in winning games than Babar has total centuries. Let that sink in.
And looking at the format breakdown, his ODI record is it's phenomenal. 43 wins versus only 7 losses when he hits a ton. That is an unbelievable win rate. And hey, just like Babar, his one and only T20I 100 also came in a winning cause. Unsurprisingly, the test numbers are a little more balanced, again, because of the possibility of a draw.
And here it is, the final number for Kohli. When you factor in all 84 centuries across every format, his win percentage comes out to 66.7%. It's incredibly high, for sure, but it's also really, really close to Babar's number, isn't it?
Okay, this is the moment we've been building towards. We've got the data for both players, so let's put them side by side and see what the numbers really tell us when we compare them directly.
And there it is. Based purely, and I mean purely, on the win percentage when scoring a century, Babar Azam actually has a slight edge, 68.7% to Kohli's 66.7%. It's just a 2% difference. So if the question is simply whose centuries have a higher win rate, the answer right now is Babar Azam.
But, and this is a huge but, this full table gives us the context we absolutely need. Yes, Babar's percentage is a tiny bit higher, but look at the raw numbers. Kohli has scored 84 centuries to Babar's 32. And crucially, Kohli has 56 centuries that led to a win, which is more than double Babar's 22.
So you see, this clearly isn't a simple case of one number being bigger than the other. To really, truly understand the story here, we need to look beyond that headline percentage.
This whole debate, when you look at it through this lens, it really boils down to a classic argument you see in sports all the time. Rate versus volume. What's more impressive? Having a slightly better conversion rate or producing those winning performances at a massive volume over a much longer time?
This number, right here, this represents the argument for Babar Azam. This is the rate. It tells you that on a per-century basis, his innings have a slightly higher probability of leading his team to a win. But then, you have this number, 84 total centuries. This represents Kohli's volume. It speaks to his incredible longevity, his consistency, and his ability to perform at the highest level for year after year after year.
And this number,
56 might just be the most powerful argument for volume of them all. Virat Kohli has won more matches for his team with a century than Babar Azam has scored centuries in his entire career so far. That is a really powerful statement.
So let's just recap the key takeaways here. Right now, Babar Azam has a slightly better win percentage when he gets 100. But Virat Kohli leads by a massive margin in total centuries and, maybe most importantly, in the sheer number of matches he's won for his country with one of those big scores.
So we end up right back where we started. But now we have a much sharper question to ask. What truly defines a match winner? Is it the higher rate of success, or is it the sheer volume of victories you deliver over time? The data gives us the facts. The answer? Well, that's up to you. And that's what makes this